We're moving! Hey everyone, it's Sandy. So this week we've had a really busy week. We've been packing and boxing everything up. So it's kind of what our place looks like right now. Lots of boxes. It's actually been a really busy month, the whole month of April. Mainly because I had a bunch of job interviews at the beginning of the month, and then we had all this packing to do because we have to be out of here by the end of the month and move all of our stuff to the new house. And I've been looking for daycares, and I have to do that, or I had to get that all done by the end of this month so that I could start the job at the end of this month and beginning of next month. Not to mention, me and Ben's anniversary was at the beginning of this month, so it was April 4th, and it ended up being pretty fun. I didn't really expect to do anything. We were kind of on limited time, and then because of the move, we were going to be on a limited budget, so I just figured we were probably just gonna do the day like normal. Ben ended up taking off of work, which was really nice, but I actually had a job interview that morning. He was like, I can't believe you set up an interview on the day of our anniversary. But he didn't actually tell me that he took the day off or anything, which worked out really well because he ended up getting to spend the day with his niece and the kids and everything like that, so I know he had a really good time. And my interview was just in the morning, so it didn't really take up a whole lot of the day. It was a little bit far, it's probably the only thing. But then by the time I got back, we just put the kids down for their nap. So we had some alone time to like cuddle and just, I don't know, relax with each other. So that was probably one of the nicest parts of the day, was just kind of like quiet time for me and him. And then afterward, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go out to like Myers and buy stuff for dinner, and ended up getting like frozen Chinese food because I really didn't want to cook, and I really wanted Chinese food, but it can be like really expensive. So I came back and I was ready to like cook it all up, and then I told him that maybe we should take Yuri to the park or something, or the kids to the park. And I was getting them all ready and all ready to go out the door. And then he went into a panic and said, no, wait, you can't do that. It's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, you can't leave. And I asked him, I was like, did you have something set up? And he's like, I sort of did, but I wasn't sure if that's what we were doing. So we ended up dropping the kids off at his mom's house, and we went to the movies. And we were supposed to go out to dinner and a movie, which he forgot to tell me before I went to Myers. But we ended up not being able to go out to dinner, mainly because we were running late for the movie that we picked. And so we kind of sped off to Gurnee and ended up seeing Superman vs. Batman, which was a pretty good movie, I think. We didn't really know what to think about that take. So I think it was more of like this experience that we had that was really enjoyable. So we got there, and we don't go to the movies that often anymore, and every time we go there, I'm always thinking, oh my gosh, how much are movies nowadays? It was like $14 or something a person, and it wasn't on a weekend. It was on a weekday, so I thought that was kind of expensive, I guess expensive for me. And we noticed that on Tuesdays they have like cheaper movie tickets, and I'm like, we need to start going on Tuesdays. But either way, so we paid to get in, and we were getting our drinks, and we ended up seeing that they had that, what's it called? It's not like in 3D, but it's like almost like an IMAX experience or something. It has like a bunch of like leather couches, and they just kind of opened it up in Gurnee, I think. And Ben goes, we should sneak in there. He's like, I don't think that they'll notice. Like, maybe we'll just kind of like go in there really quick. And I just gave him a really big smile. Like, I didn't know if he was serious or not. So as we were walking, and I looked at the theater because it was right there by the concession stand, and I expected him to like go in there, but then he just kept walking straight into a regular movie theater, and I just kind of started laughing, and I was like, oh, I thought you were being serious, but it was like, seriously, I have to go to the bathroom. So we turned around, we went to the bathroom before the movie started, and then he ended up going to get more salt, so I met him by the concession again, and then as we were walking, all of a sudden he turns like really quickly, swerves into the theater I didn't think that he was gonna go into, and I was just so giggly, and I'm like thinking to myself all quietly like, oh my gosh, we're so badass. We're doing something that we're not supposed to be doing. But yeah, it was just, I think it was just fun and exciting because I was doing it with him, and it's like something that we normally don't do, and I know it's not a big deal, and I'm sure people do it all the time, but I guess just like not something that we usually try doing, so, or we haven't done at least in a really long time. So yeah, I think that was like the fun part of it, like doing something we weren't supposed to be doing. And not to mention the leather chairs were so comfortable, so we were able to like recline ourselves back on them, and if you get a chance to go into that movie theater, you should probably pay full price, but either way, it was so comfortable. The whole time we're really relaxed and we're just kind of making comments about the movie and stuff like that. Luckily, there was like nobody behind us to hear all of our comments. But yeah, by the end of the movie, basically, Ben goes, I want to say that that was a really good movie, but I'm not really sure if I so much liked the movie or if I was just so comfortable that it really didn't matter what we were watching, because this whole recliner experience was really awesome. So there's a possibility that the movie could have sucked and we just didn't even know, didn't notice. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was just kind of a chance to do something silly, something stupid. Those are probably the times that I have the most fun, is just when we're able to, I don't know, just be really goofy or feel like we're doing something like really mischievous. But so yeah, that was actually a really good day. I think it doesn't really matter what we do. I think it just kind of matters that we're together and that we're enjoying ourselves and we're having fun. So yeah, that was our anniversary, and then we picked up the kids and we went home. Initially, I was trying to be really thoughtful and just mention that our anniversary was coming up. So we've been together, well, we've been together for a long time, but we've been married for 3 years this year. And for whatever reason, I got the date wrong in my head and I confused myself, and I was like, wait, 4/4/14? It's like, or 13. I'm thinking for whatever reason, I keep thinking that it ended in like 2014 is when we got married. And so I thought we've only been married for 2 years, and I got really confused. So I'm thinking like, okay, it's like, this is bad. I should probably know this. And I was like, I feel like we've been together for 3 years, married for 3 years, but it's like, I'm thinking it's 14 for some reason. And so Ben comes home and we're watching like Netflix and stuff, and just said, hey, our anniversary is coming up. And he goes, yeah, it is. And I was like, yeah, 2 years, high five. And I go to high five him, and he gives me like the funniest look. He's like, really, Sandy? And he goes, you mean 3 years? And I think about it and I'm like, so I was like, yes, 3 years. So it wasn't 14 then, it was 13. I was like, I could have sworn it was 2014. He goes, no, Sandy, we've been married for 3 years. Thank you. And I felt so bad. But I told him I know how long we've been together as a whole, entire relationship. And we've been together for 8 years, like entirely. So it was like, at least I remember that. I think that that is what counts. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, yeah, 3 years married, but like, I think 8 years strong, you know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right. The moon is up.
Up the stairs. And this is basically what the living room area looks like. So there's that. Because I want to show them the house. And this is the dining room area. And then here's the kitchen. There's Yuri. Say hi, Yuri.
Hi.
Yeah, and we just have a bunch of random stuff in boxes already kind of over here. That was just storage, I guess, for coats and stuff. And then we have the first bathroom. And then the first bedroom. And then this is probably going to be me and Ben's room.
Mommy, no. I want this to be my room.
And then,
On the left side. No, so get in there.
so we get downstairs. And then there's basically like another living area. And then the laundry room's in there. But we might make this into like an exercise room or something for now. Yeah, so everything looks like kind of a big mess right now, but I'm hoping that maybe like if we do make this into an exercise room, then it'll give us like the extra motivation to actually exercise because we have like all of our equipment out. So we have our cardio strike bag that's actually been boxed up for like a really long time. I got it for Father's Day for Ben like a long time ago, but we've never really had any place to use it, honestly, because in the apartment it was so small and then the neighbors could hear everything, so we didn't really want them complaining. And then I've been using my InMotion like mini elliptical, but then again, like the neighbors have been, or my landlords downstairs have been complaining. So I haven't, it was really hard for us to work out in our apartment. We always had to like sneak downstairs when the kids were napping, or we had to take them with us to kind of exercise. So hopefully maybe this will kind of give us that extra push out. So we'll see if that works itself out or not. And we have the kids' playroom just kind of being set up. And then we're thinking maybe like a home office, or we can make this the exercise room. So, and then, oh yeah, obviously the second bathroom's in there. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole house. Got this guy. Hey there, Muscles.
Come on, baby.
Hurry, Ben, go, go, go. So how are you feeling, Ben?
Exhausted.
Don't you feel glad that it's almost over though, the move?
I'll be happy when it's all over. That's about it.
So give everyone a sneak peek of the house before we put all our stuff in it.
Do we have a sneak peek of the house before we put all our stuff in?
Yes, I recorded a little bit.
That was a wise idea.
Mommy, I'll see it now.
We're on our way home.
Mommy, some pizza.
I also mentioned our anniversary, how awesome it was. Went to the theater, how expensive it was. And I was just telling everyone about my little comment about the, I was like, hey, we made it 2 years, high five. It was like I was trying to be,
I remember every second of hell.
whatever. Just thinking I was trying to be really thoughtful, and it was just because of the date. I felt like I knew it was 3 years though. It's just the date threw me off for whatever reason. I don't know. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, you stick to that story.
It's true. All right. So home and face on pillow and pass out.
Yep.
But pizza
Pizza.
first.
Beers.
Right.
And then we pass out.
Yep. Hi everyone.
Bye, everyone.
You say bye, Yuri?